All right, let's go. Yay! What?
I switched it up on you.
I
Welcome back to the Hotter Trash podcast, everybody.
we're already starting off trash.
This is our usual intro, our usual trash intro. I hope everybody likes it.
Yeah, and if
You're
you haven't
well.
seen if you haven't seen the title of this podcast episode already, yeah, we're talking shit. We're about to say some shit about Coachella here. we'll start off with a very we'll start off with the
Hello.
very hottest take about this, dude. Is that Coachella in this case is you're better off just going in this case to the individual artist concert rather than paying an exorbitant amount to go here.
People like the
But Brian, yeah,
experience.
Brian's the experience, Brian.
Now, that would be a great argument too if it weren't also for the fact of if I saw so many videos of people actually going to Coachella too, especially the ones that aren't the VIP access stuff too. Man, it looks rough out there.
Yeah, it's so much fucking money.
I mean, yeah, you gotta spend a lot of money to get anywhere, like have a good place anywhere in Coachella.
Yeah, like if you want to do a hotel room too, you better book that shit like year before of like this event occurring.
Hell yeah, 20 years in advance.
Yeah, because holy shit, if you tried to, because here's what's going on too with Coachella for those that live under a rock. Yes, it is a giant US music festival that I believe is held in Indio, California. So wherever the fuck that is.
Yeah, someplace in
clearly,
California.
clearly, I'm allowed to have this hot or trash take on this too because A, I have no attachments with this fucking event in the first place. So I'll say whatever the hell I want with it. Now, this could also mean differently too if I also said the same thing if I did go to one, but I'm not because I'd rather just go to my favorite artist concert directly instead of like waiting on the full list of other artists and just waiting for the one that I care about to finally come up. And after that's over, I just leave. Like,
That's no fun, Brian.
I like I said, I don't see that's just my case too. I don't see really the biggest thing about music festivals. If anything, I love festivals, but music festivals,
Food
there has to
festivals,
be
where is that, dog?
Yeah, food
y'all.
festivals for sure. I agree with that one.
Like food festivals are great. But speaking of which for food too, do you think with like events like this too, a lot of times as well, like they don't just make money off of general admission. What they truly make money off of is in this case just the venue spots. All this stuff
Of course,
that's located
that's
inside.
where, of course, that's where all the people are spending their money, right? I mean, tickets to the event is just one time, but food you can have multiple times.
Potentially multiple times. My God. For those that also are trying to expect in this case correlate what kind of pricing it is, always expect that anytime there's like a festival, convention, or any type of like social event that occurs here, there's food involved, just expect the prices of those to be a little bit higher than normal
Quite
on average.
inflated.
Yeah, quite inflated, but it's mostly
Quite
the way.
inflated. It sounds like an absolute understatement.
Yeah. However, a lot of times when that does happen, that's mostly because whenever vendors want to like try to apply for some of the spots too, they have to go through the application process with the event organizers, and afterwards there's like a whole fee that they will pay, and it's usually a very expensive amount for that spot. So obviously, a lot of times they'll try to balance out the amount of money that they have to sell to people to try to recoup the cost of that and still make a little bit of money at the end of all this. Sounds normal.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Indeed.
for Coachella, it's a little bit of a different story. So there's also, I'm gonna give you this question, Loy. So for this event in Coachella, how much do you think two onigiris cost? Just plain onigiris.
$50.
A little bit too expensive, but it is $20 for two, and it's just rice, nothing else.
Yeah, that's fucking whack, dog.
Guys, do you understand the margin?
It's
It's
like,
ridiculous. Let's
like,
bring our rice cooker and get some seaweed.
look,
Get
dog,
some onigiri at Coachella, dude.
we don't even need to do that. We just apply to just do potato twists, deep
You know,
fried
potato
potato
twists are
twists.
more fun.
Yeah,
We'll sell for $15.
yeah.
The state fair somewhere. I remember some of
Yeah,
those
it was a state
potato
fair.
twists buzzing. State fair, yeah. $15 for those fucking potato twists. It's crazy.
Like, you make so much fucking profit from doing. Like I said, I'm not saying that this is something that every one of you guys should do, try to scam people out of money. But I'm just saying, for those that are event goers that are going through this, you have to start realizing in this case what you're kind of spending into, such as the fact that a lot of times the food isn't even that great in the first place. But in this case, it
But
also
that's not
made
the
the
point, Brian.
yeah, yeah.
It's your only choice. There's a difference.
Cafeteria food.
Yeah. Now, albeit there's like, oh, I saw some good food. Mind you, some of the people that actually did get good food, for example, Timothy De La Ghetto, who also did a video when he was at Coachella, most of the time, all he really spent money on is like one food and maybe two drinks. Everything else was like pretty much he got the hookup, because Timothy is known in like the whole content creator space of, in this case, lovingly trying to promote any food spots. Honestly, he doesn't even take sponsorship money. He'll even just take like food bribery to be sponsored.
I mean, I wouldn't say all that is true. He needs to get the bag too.
True, but at the same time, the
Keep me
minimum.
educated.
I mean, like I said, the minimum would be like some type of money. But I myself, if we're doing this type of shit too, I honestly would not turn away free food.
Bro, I'd be fucking
Of course
gaining
not.
5 pounds in a day. Hell yeah. I
That's
do it.
nothing, dude. You gotta get
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Eat more.
So, anyways, Raising Canes, if you're ever want to sponsor a couple of dipshits here too, we'll definitely endorse it here.
Well,
I
they
just
ain't
had
gonna
Raising
sponsor
Canes
us now.
today, so sponsors.
Hmm.
I just had Raising Canes today.
Jack in
I
the
want
box.
a
Jack in the
sponsor.
box.
I will get Raising Canes tomorrow after I go to the gym. I promise.
No, you
You
won't.
lying?
Fuck
You
you.
gotta,
Yes,
you
sir.
gotta FaceTime us.
Oh god
Post
damn
it
it.
a lie.
Pixar didn't happen.
Oh my god. Anyways, but going from that too, so it's like a lot of things that's happening with it too. The food festival, the food stuff is like wild too, and a lot of people are also like doing a lot of vlogs and whatnot too, and they were saying like, yeah, some of the food itself too is like it's like hit or miss sometimes too, and it's like, yeah, a lot of people aren't like putting that much effort on it, because let's be honest, these guys are already making a fucking killing per sale item.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, even if they don't make back the money that they put into getting that spot too, that's still a hefty amount of sales and a lot of produce that you probably chewed through in the first place. But I, like I said, I can't be the one to judge that too. But it gets ridiculous too when I saw this one guy orders 2 matcha lattes, $40 for both of them.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. That's just too much.
I died a little in the inside whenever I saw that price too. And whenever my girlfriend saw the price of that too, and she's just like, I like matcha, but not it's there's no way it's
Not
that
that much.
fucking pricey. There's no way it's that expensive too. It's not like ceremonial grade matcha that they're fucking serving either.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck are, you know what? Like what you said, people are doing this for the fact that it is Coachella. It's part of the main event too, so they'll do whatever the fuck they want to be part of this. Fine. I people can have the power to do anything they want to do with their money. Okay. But it also really doesn't help out too that this year's Coachella, I think more than 50% of the general admission goers too, every one of them pay through pay or buy first pay later method. Now
You're cutting out a lot.
Oh shit.
Please lean into your mic.
No, I
Okay.
think he's just lagging.
Yeah, I might just be lagging too.
Please fix your internet.
I Oh, I share a family with the wife. I share Wi-Fi with the family, so I can't help that. So,
family. Okay.
no, that. But yes, this year's Coachella has been the increased rate of a lot of general admission goers paying their tickets through a buy now pay later financing. So people are straight up financing their general admissions tickets to go to Coachella, which is fucking insane.
Another fun trivia. How much? Brian can't answer. Okay, only Lloyd then. How much do you think a general admission ticket costs?
I already looked up the price. Like
Damn it! All right, never mind. All right, never mind. Don't answer. Let's keep going.
But yes,
I did a brief research rabbit hole digging.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said too. Okay, I could understand a couple of things here. Let's just assume the best about this too. All right, you
I don't
yourself do.
understand anything.
Okay, shut up, Victor. Let me do this mental breakthrough just to like help people feel a little bit better if they listen to this and they went to the event. I can understand if you went to Coachella and obviously you don't have the money for it, but you didn't want to miss out on a once in a lifetime event for yourself. Maybe. Okay. I can understand if you want to do
Oh,
that.
I mean, once in a lifetime. I mean, it's been going on for
Like I,
years now.
like I said,
You could most
subject.
definitely build up your cash and then go
Let's
next
say,
year.
look, subjective opinions aside here, okay, Victor, we're trying to attach to connect with them emotionally about this, all right?
My
Who gives
ass.
a fuck? The fuck? Why do I care about them? Their dumbass spent the money.
No, their dumbass didn't spend the money. Their dumbass financed the money.
Yeah.
And probably had a worse time than they expected.
Oh yeah.
They financed a couple $100, bro. That's insane.
Like, holy shit. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna be real with y'all too. If you have to finance $500 to go to this, mind you, $500 for general admission for any festival sounds extraordinarily
The truth is,
expensive.
it is extraordinarily expensive. However, you have to finance $500. That's a big problem.
Yeah. Like $500 would be something like you do like a fucking restaurant purchase stuff. 500 to $1,000 purchases right there. Try to get all the stuff in. You would definitely try to finance all that shit too. But this is just for like 2-day event. So in this case, you're financing at least $1,000 to just go to this music festival for 2 days.
You see,
I
everybody's complaining about credit cards. Then I don't hear too much about buy now, pay later.
Yeah, I feel like that is a really big issue too, because like it feels like the buy now pay later stuff too, or all the companies that are offering that type of service. Am I still lagging?
Kind of, but I think you're
Okay.
okay now.
Okay. Anyways, I think people that are still that offer that type of service to companies that offer the buy now pay later, it's effectively what brought people to like abuse the shit out of credit cards and not realizing that like, oh shit, I do have to pay this back at some point. Because I don't know the interest in these things too, unless it's not stated. Howbeit, I would rather doubt that as well.
No, there's interest.
Yeah, so it's like this is no different than a credit card. Because at least here's the thing: if you use a credit card to buy these tickets, dude, you will at least be able to pay it off and maybe get some of fucking credit or points for that
Yeah,
shit.
and at least with a credit card, as long as you pay it on time, you don't actually pay interest.
Yeah, so it's like that's that's probably way better to do. But these people, they're definitely would in this case do like the minimum payments per month for these purchases.
Yeah, most
So
likely.
it's so
I mean,
it's
if you're gonna
actually
finance $500, you're most likely gonna pay minimum.
yeah, it's all I'm just saying too. If you have to finance that much money in order to just go to an event that only lasts for 2 days, I don't think you should go. In my honest opinion, you should probably
I don't
try
think
next time.
I don't think it's worth it in any capacity.
Look, some people take the smarter approach of like, you know what we do instead too is spend instead of spending that much amount of money, I only pay like $15 in gas, go to a friend's place and just hop on a couch and watch it from the TV.
That's no fun, Brian. Come on. Like we said,
Look,
it's about the
Experience.
experience.
yeah, in this case, an experience that people are willing to go fucking potentially bankrupt over.
No, I
Potentially.
wouldn't take it that. I wouldn't take it that far.
Like I said, I say potentially too, because I don't know people's financial situations. But obviously, if you have to finance that much money just to go to here, it might say a lot about your situation. I'm just
Then
saying.
at that, then at that point, they shouldn't even try to go to Coachella.
Well, that's
I
the
think
thing,
it's
though. They're
The
still doing it.
yeah, they're still doing it. That's the thing,
that's
Lloyd.
the other argument too. I
Yeah.
mean, you want to finance this, but then on the other side, we could just save the fucking money and not fucking go and go next year when you can,
Yeah.
maybe be
That's
more
the point I
stable.
was trying to make.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
even bad too that like from what it looks like from just observing this event too, everybody is having like a rough time too, because like people that were like camping out there too, because that's also a thing too, you can camp there as part of the service, so it might increase your ticket pricing a little bit more. whatever the case may be. But man, people are not suited for camping. Like any of the videos that I saw there too, it is rough as shit. Or
Oh
people
yeah, bro.
bring it's like people bring too much stuff on there too to just make it look like it's like their home but outdoors. Where I'm like, you're only here for 2 days or for just 2 weekends. You're gonna like as soon as you deploy all this shit out, you're gonna fucking pack that shit up towards the end of the day. And then you're gonna have to fight through traffic because all the other people are leaving too. So I don't know.
True.
But the experience, Brian,
God.
that's what comes first.
Mm, I'm looking at this as in this case, do I find the experience worth it? No, I absolutely do not think it's worth it. Not because one, I'm like against like the camping, I'm against like the music festival in general itself too. I just don't think the money that I have to pay for these general admissions for all these other amenities honestly are worth it because there's
Hmm.
also a fuck ton of people there too. And guess what? On one of the things too, they fucking filled up the porta potties to the max already within like the first few hours of the event starting. Because guess
And
Yep.
what?
that's just the events being unable to keep their
Accommodate.
place clean.
Yeah, there's that. And there's also the fact that like yeah, also all the food items too. A lot of them are like pretty much like fried food, and then some of it had like commonly had a lot of beans. You're asking for a lot of trouble.
No,
Nah. Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, but mind you, it was also something that like there's also like you could also take showers there too. But the showers in this case, the wait time for I will say from like the women's point of view, it's like around 2 hours to finally get into like the public use showers.
Yeah. People were waiting in line. That shit was
Well,
horrendously long.
Yeah.
that sounds. Is that the experience of Coachella, waiting to shower?
Yeah, God. And on top of that too, there's also straight up like, oh, you can also spend money to just go into these private showers. I'm like, God, they're literally making money off of conveniences here. They really just are. And it's something that's like, holy shit, guys.
It's really bad. I
it
saw so many videos where people were like complaining about the fucking first of all the showers and the food where it's literally just element. Like anybody can fucking make that. Like you go to Walmart, buy bread, some cheese, ham, and you're good. You basically made what they made, but they sell it at fucking 4 times the price.
Hey, we can sell the most basic ass sandwich with like some of those potato twists for like $50, and everybody still buy it.
yeah.
Like,
Look,
bro,
Lloyd, there was even a place where a bag of chips was $9. A bag of chips. Not the
Well, I mean,
big
which
family
bag of
size
chips?
ones. It's a
The
small
tiny,
one.
the
Yeah, the
tiny one.
snack
Okay,
ones.
$9.
Yeah,
I
it's
would just steal them at that point.
yeah. No, here's what we do. We set up the shop. We go to Costco, buy like those big ass like chip boxes and sell them.
For $9 a piece. I like
Yeah.
it. Imagine
God.
the extreme amount of margins.
Yeah, the extreme turnover rate that we're getting by doing it. Like, you see how it feels like a scam going into this event if you're a general admissions person.
Yep.
And and
I feel
needless
like
to say,
anything. I feel like if anything, it's gonna be a scam, no matter what kind of ticket you bought.
yeah. And it's just like the food there is awful. It's like everything else, like just basic amenity wise, is awful too. Showers takes forever too, unless you pay for like a private showers that you could do. Hell, I even see people actually taking RVs to do that. But you know what kind of average person actually just has an RV that they could use to go to Coachella?
Very few.
So it's very fucking wild too that like a lot of people are able to put up with this type of shit, and I'm just like I
I,
wouldn't.
I,
And there's
I
people that
mean,
are
look,
that did leave too. There are
not
people
all,
that did leave.
not only put up with it, they still like think Coachella is like a great place to go.
And
Nar.
like here's the thing, I don't doubt that it's a great place to go too, because if you like music too, and there's like a lot of your favorite artists that are going to this event too, and you could experience all of their performances in one spot too, that's perfectly fine. I'm all for that too. But I look at the ticket prices and I'm just like, yeesh.
Indeed.
I don't
And
think the ticket prices is the concern. I think the food is.
true. The food is definitely a concern, especially since like I'm gonna be honest too. What's like the way how like the general mission goers are? You guys got fucking duped out of like honestly a lot of money just to for like the experience. I'm gonna be honest too. Like I'm trying my best to also be a little bit like sort of sentimental with them on this too, but obviously no. Like if you actually take the time and look at like how much you actively spent over this weekend too, it is atrocious amounts. And I'm like, okay, mind you, it may not be as bad compared to like one of some of the other things that we've seen and like people spend money on, right? If
Yeah, the
anything,
Disney
spend
adults.
yeah, God. Like let's be honest too, that itself is like it the Coachella goers too, they pale in comparison to how much money they spend to do this. But honestly, the quote unquote experience that they are trying to argue for, it's not vibing with me at all.
Damn,
Not vibing.
Yeah,
not vibing.
like I get that Coachella is supposed to be a vibe too, and I would love to is like go to like a music festival event. But honestly, again, prices is like really bad too. And if you're not a general admission goer too, it's just fucking terrible.
Agree.
So, and let's be honest too, like we see the general admission for goers, and then it's something that like I think what people really want to see for a Coachella event are the VIPs or like the VIP tiers of like the actual attendees. I would just be straight with it too. It is $10,000 for like a spot on a campground where it is fully furnished like tents that they have too, well kept lawns and whatnot too. They even give you golf carts that you can hop into so that you don't have to walk your ass all the way to the music festival event. And you have a special entryway that you have high priority of going to the front of the stage versus everybody else. So
Crazy,
in
dude.
but here's the thing that a lot of people say too. It's like it's $10,000, yes, but a lot of times too, they usually come in like groups of four. They split it up like to be around 2,500 a piece per person, and
That's
even
still a lot.
it is. But mind you, I look at the type of people that do this too. These are in this case are business owners, or they're part of like the music industry in the first place, or they just have a lot of fucking money. So obviously they'll do that. And
Makes
guess the so that makes perfect sense too. Not everybody can honestly do this, but why is it that in the VIP section they said that they only spent $80 throughout the entire event when it came to food?
Hmm.
I'm like, holy fuck, what? And it turns out too is like when you have the VIP stuff too, you actually do have in this case a lot of other services that they provide you with it, such as catering services that are part of the $10,000 purchase. So it's straight up like, yeah, it's literally like the rich privileges.
Hour of being rich. It shows again.
True.
And I mean, this is actually like sort of less like a big problem too that I kind of see like in a lot of events going forward. This also kind of applies like the way how I see like a lot of sports events too, where it feels like a lot of times too, a lot of the general admission, or a lot of the people that want to pay like the minimum they can for like ticket prices to get into these events, they're getting like pushed out of the market where they're really making more way for those that have like VIP tickets instead. More priority for that because I guess, they pay the most amount of money. So of course you're going to pay a lot more attention to that versus like hundreds of people that bought the lowest ticket possible.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
Like I understand too for a lot of things for a music festival, it should be like enjoyed for everybody too. There shouldn't really be like a VIP tier for you to enjoy this type of event. But unfortunately, the thing about it too is that like it's something that like it is made there because a lot of people kind of just want to have it there. They want to have it. So therefore there's that demand for it. This will be a little bit off topic too, and there's also something from like other people going looking at sports too, the ones that sit at like the NBA courts, the ones that are on the floor seats. They said too that like they kind of kill the vibe of a lot of like sports games too, because none of them ever wear like the team jerseys that they're supporting too, and they're all wearing like fashion brand clothing too. and it's because like they know they're going to be on camera, they're going to showcase that too, but it's like it kills the enjoyment of watching sports because you're not as hyped with the other fans behind you. Now, I can't say that it's the same everywhere else, but it's like I can understand how they feel that way too.
I get that.
Like
I get it.
like in general too, I do believe Coachella was probably like a better event like a few years back. But in this case, the high prioritization to just only in this case feels like it caters more to like rich people feels a little bit unfair in this case. Or do you think this is just naturally what's going to happen with a lot of these like events
No,
that are public
absolutely.
access?
Absolutely. I mean, eventually it's going to come to a point where all they care about is the rich people.
Yeah. And I mean, it is what it is, dude. They have the money. That's just it.
That's the thing. So here's the thing about business. They only focus on the ones that bring them the most money. You know, all the other people are just extras. They're nice to have. But if they're
Yeah.
gone, then that doesn't affect their business because the main ones that bring them the most revenue are still there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I mean,
And
that's
this
how
is
business
also,
usually is. You can't make it. It also goes to the saying that you can't make everyone happy. So they're gonna focus on the main ones that actually make them the most money.
yeah. And it also feels like really like sad that like a lot of this does happen too, but it makes sense. Like logistically, it makes sense. Like you would pay more attention to those that give you the most amount of money. That's literally how anything in this world works. But there's also the same people too.
Unfortunate that
That's why
it
like
does, but unfortunate that it does. But you know, I mean, money. Like a lot of people say, money has power or something.
yeah.
Whatever it's called. Whatever, however that saying goes.
Yeah. And so we're gonna probably circle this back into real quick as well, because what was it? There's also like a lot of times too, we just look at it. Oh, hold on a second. I got what is this? Okay. Okay. So another few updates too. There's actually one thing before we move on from the Coachella stuff. One of the other videos that I saw too was that like there was some person that actually spent $1,000 for like one dinner over there, but it's because they went to Nobu that was at Coachella. So in this case, it was the price of two people going for it, and they already put 22% tip on top of it, and they only accept reservations going into it. And this
Thank
is based,
you.
so it's it's roughly like 300 something per person too. And now, if anything, Victor, this is something that's pulling from one of our friends too that worked at Nobu. It ranges from what tier you want when it comes to omakase, because that's what this person ordered. It can start from like 120 to $200. So definitely with
That's
the
the one.
Coachella,
That's the one that he. That's the one that he worked.
yeah.
Okay, then honestly, the $350 at Coachella sounds reasonable.
At least if we also account for the fact that they probably mark it up a bit because it's in an event festival and vice versa. So realistically, ironically, Nobu might actually be the most reasonably priced one if we fucking compare to all the other things that
I
we've
mean,
seen.
I mean, we compare to Nobu outside of the festival. It seems reasonable.
Mhm.
But let's compare a bag of chips, a $9 bag of chips, compared to $1 or so if you buy it at a supermarket. You know,
Yeah,
that's a 9x.
yeah.
That's nine
So
times higher than the supermarket. There's a difference here.
yeah, it's fucking atrocious with all that type of stuff too. And clearly it's definitely like something that feels like a lot of people just don't care about money too. And we're gonna get around to that because I feel like this type of mindset is what actually is like compels people that they think that they can afford it too. Now, I'm only speaking this based on what I've seen from a lot of cases too. This is coming from the Gen Z's perspective too, and maybe some parts of the millennials' perspective, because we can understand too, financially speaking, we are fucked.
Absolutely.
Like, there is no chance in hell that, like, apparently from what it stands right now, it's not impossible to find property or housing too, but to find one that's closest to where you'd like to have things are is really, really fucking hard.
Absolutely.
And not only that too, there's also straight up that like a lot of times still all the layoffs that are occurring too, meaning people are just gonna straight up have less money, and they're just like, this doesn't fucking matter to me anyways too. It's like you should be saving up money. It's like, why the fuck should I save up money if everything that I want to buy in the future is no longer attainable? And it
Well,
was
that's
like,
no excuse to have no money,
yeah, that's no excuse to still have no money. But some of the wildest thing that I go through is like, what makes you rationalize about it too? And then they mentioned again with girl math again. So the whole meme about that is like, obviously it's like very convoluted math to like help justify their purchases, emotionally validate their purchases by using convoluted math. But
Sounds like
Indeed.
convoluted common sense to me.
yeah, but I decided to really dig into it too because this clearly like this has to stem from something, and it clearly is, and mostly it's be from the late millennials to early Gen Z people of in this case realizing that this, in all honesty too, with the way how things are, they feel like money absolutely just holds no value anymore.
It never did.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
unfortunately, that's what we use in order to buy things.
yeah, if we really want to get fucking like nerdy about this too, technically all type of currencies actually does not have any type of value backed up behind it too. The US dollar has never,
Technically, nothing has value.
yeah, technically nothing has value, but we as unga bunga monkeys see things that are valuable to us. Therefore, we would like to associate that value. If someone asks like, I want that one, it's like, no, this thing is valuable. Give me something in return that's equally as valuable as this. And to that person's like, the fuck?
Trading.
Yeah. So that's also again too. Money in this case too should be seen as nothing more than just tools to like help you get what you need. But obviously too, there's a incorrect message when it comes to like viewing money as something that like it actually doesn't have like real value to it. It's like yes, but you're also missing all the main reasons why money is also super important in a modern society. Now, I'm gonna go through the list of pretty much like because they feel disillusioned. These are something that is under the rules of girl math, based on what people could gather. The first thing is anything that is under $5 is effectively free. I'm I want to argue against that too because I remember when a fucking double cheeseburger was
$5 is free.
I remember a double cheeseburger was under $1. Now that shit is expensive now.
Yeah.
Anything under $5 is free. That's a really interesting statement.
Like, okay, this is pretty much going to go into like how personal finances work on from our previous podcast talk too. Like anybody has like different financial situations and whatnot too. But this is mostly going into like the common justifications of people's bad decision making of financial purchases, especially one of such example, Coachella tickets. So I want actually no, I can't say it's a bad purchasing tickets too because some people really like the event too. So if you do like it, you feel good about yourself, great. But if you still want to do that, but you don't have the financial means to do so, I strongly advise to not go.
To not do it.
Yeah, just do not do it because you are only hurting yourself even further already. But it's like, I'm already hurt too. Yeah, but this is gonna make it worse. It's as if you already get stabbed by society and you purchasing this ticket, you effectively shot your foot up with the 44 Magnum.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, I'm not here to invalidate that you made a bad decision. However, we will be judging you.
We're here to reinforce the idea that you made a bad decision.
Yes.
And also reevaluate your decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things is the other thing about it that's common about this, returning an item is equal to making money. I don't think that's how that works.
Returning an item is making money, man. People really think that.
I think the idea behind that is returning such item, if you have the receipt from it, you at least get the money back that you spent to it. So therefore, it's like, yay, I went up in money. It's like, man, people are really just living like day by day in that very exact moment.
this is a real this is one hell of a coping mechanism.
It is
Like,
a very
le-
bad one.
it's very bad too because like here's the thing. I can understand it, like if you were to
You know,
observe your bank
here's the correct thing you should say. It's not that when you return an item you make money. You should think that you got
returning an
the
item
item for
saves you
free.
money, or that too. Yeah,
You got the item for free for those few days that you used it.
yeah, which is probably way better to look at it that way, right? But
Yeah,
um,
not making money by returning an item. I've
yeah,
never heard of that. That's bizarre. That's new. That's very new to me.
yeah, this is from, in this case, from a person's TikTok that listed out like what criteria meets under girl math here. So there's that. Another one is buying nice things is an investment.
Is this really girl math or is this just stupid people problems?
I think it is. Okay, look, we can't just verbally attack them with like decision
But I
makings,
will.
but okay, fair enough.
Our
But
people
yes,
need to know and learn.
I don't think this is girl math. People are just stupid.
like, okay, yes, I agree with that one too. This is not like buying nice things is an investment. I don't think buying a Gucci bag counts as an investment unless you're trying to argue that buying said Gucci bag makes you appear a certain way. Therefore, people will have a certain opinion about you. Therefore, you may have better opportunities. I don't know.
You want a real investment? Go buy a Birkin bag. At least those go up in price. Yeah.
But then you have to spend like an absorbent amount of money to in order to get one.
Well, I guess you're not getting an investment then, Brian.
You're right. So that's one of the crazy. Another thing is this one. If I go shopping and don't buy anything, that means my budget is doubled.
What? Say that again?
It's like, if I go shopping and don't buy anything, that means my budget is doubled.
I mean, technically for your next shopping trip, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if like anything, if you keep in track in this case, like your budget every day, I'm
Yeah,
100% certain
that
that like these
you
people that use the girl math as their justifications, they do not have a budget in mind.
I mean, they never had a budget to begin with. You're right.
So,
Me.
But you
so
know, I'm gonna be honest. That doesn't seem like a
like,
terrible
okay,
mindset.
okay, what this should mean is that anything that you didn't spend over that remaining budget carries over to the next
Yeah,
day. Your
but that
budget
only
may not
assumes
change.
okay. But here's a big caveat: you have to have a budget first.
Yeah, assumes that you have a budget. This is just them like throwing stuff that like, oh, don't worry, I'm actually managing money. No, you're fucking not. if it's like if God, I feel bad for like trying to criticize this dude. Like I'm trying to be honest, like try to go about this in a nice way about it too. But oh my God, these rulings
There's no nice
makes
way to this. There's no nice way. We just gotta say how it is.
like
There's
let's
not
see.
a nice way.
Yeah, because here's the thing about it too. I think here's the thing. I don't think girl math itself too, like the purchasing decision, it's not exclusively to women. Men have this issue too. You know what that's called? It's gambling math.
You know, that's why I'm saying it's no. Why do we call it girl math? Just call it like stupid people math.
Yeah, like stupid people math. However, this was just something that I pulled up when I looked up that girl math, and I look at it, I was like, this is literally no different if guys follow the same exact principle, but except probably even worse things. Arguably even worse things. So there's that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bizarre. That's crazy.
And
That's still
yeah.
stuck in my head.
Yeah. There's also something too where it's like if if something is on sale and I don't buy it, I'm losing money. This is why sales
That's a reasonable mindset
that's
because Asian people have that.
God, this is why in this case retailers love throwing out sales too, because obviously it's getting people to buy shit.
It's a psychology thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% a psychological thing.
Yeah. So
Like
really,
the sales just make it seem like it's lowered in price, even though it is, and sometimes it isn't.
yeah, like we see what happens with Black Friday. All they really did was they just slapped the Black Friday sale on the price tag. Nothing changed.
But no, I mean prices do go down Black Friday. It's just not as much
as they
as
used.
another day in like a different another day in the year. Because there are
Yeah,
sometimes sales that are cheaper than Black Friday during the year.
yeah. So it's like straight up, man. That's something else
Yeah,
entirely.
I'm not telling you, dude. It's all psychological. That's all it is.
Yeah. Let's see.
This is psychological warfare.
Let's see. Another thing too. I'm not gonna read this one too because this one it says something. It's
Just
like
say it.
if I buy a bag for $500 and wear it every day, it's about $1.30 a day. I'm saving money. I'm like,
I mean, that's saving money, but if that's how you value it, then it's not a terrible thing. Let me be honest.
yeah,
Because when you buy something, you do expect to use it, right? If you don't
yeah,
use it, then it doesn't provide you, and the money you spend is not worth it.
yeah. Like this is honestly the whole issue with a lot of this is that like it all revolves around like perception of value and how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel emotionally validated for the purchases? Because
But
that's all
this one's
these is.
okay. And
Yeah,
look, in my eyes, this one is okay because when you buy something, you have to use it one way or
yeah,
another, right?
yeah,
It has to be worth it to you in one aspect or not. Like
yeah.
food, if you buy expensive food and it's not worth it,
Then
then you
yeah,
know.
then yeah, it feels like you did waste money. And if anything too, I buy a 3D printer. For some people, they think a 3D printer is a waste of money, and when they buy it, it's like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck I want to print. For me, I'm like, I have loads of ideas what to do with it. This thing is the best value I've fucking had.
So yeah, I mean
Yeah,
this idea of buying a $500 bag, using it every day, and then calculating it to quote unquote $1.30 every day is, I don't see it as a bad thing.
yeah,
I mean, that's kind of the mental math you have to do anyways. Whenever you buy something expensive, you got to
yeah,
see like if you're gonna use it every day, how much are you gonna use it, and how much value does it provide to your life, and those kind of things.
yeah. And then there's the if my Starbucks app is loaded by me inserting money into it, my coffee is free.
Okay, now that's a girl math.
No,
I agree.
Uh, okay, be honest with it too. Starbucks app does have a thing too with loyalty points. If you spend enough money on there too, you build up points so that you can use that points to purchase a free coffee. However, the math behind that is effectively you have to buy effectively 100 drinks to get your next drink free.
Not 100. I mean, well,
But
that actually depends
But
on
the concept is, yeah, you
yeah,
have to spend
you
money.
have to buy a lot. You have to buy a lot before you get something for free.
like in this case, it would be you have to buy X amount, and X is has to be more than 10.
Well, it has to be more than the cost of coffee for sure.
Yeah, it has to be more than the cost of coffee in order for it to actually feel like you get something. However, because it's Starbucks app, they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. Actually, funny enough, Victor, too, you want to know what's actually fucking crazy too? You know who has the most, or Starbucks app is officially, in this case, they have more money than every American bank combined.
What?
Like straight up with Starbucks app too, like how much like people actually get money from like either from like gift cards or people actually preloading money into it, and people kind of just let the money sit there too. In of its way too, it is effectively its own fucking bank system. Just the fact that like you can't really withdraw it, you just only put money into it. So therefore, Starbucks as a company, they're just literally sitting on a mountain of cash that they could actually use for whatever the fuck they want. Because all that means is that you spent money through the app just so that you can use that currency that's in the app to purchase only stuff within Starbucks ecosystem.
That's fine, but I'm sure it's not more than every bank combined, as you just said.
It's not more than every bank combined, but it's also like they're also one like the Starbucks
I'm
is
sure
investing
Starbucks
really
doesn't
bad.
have. I'm sure Starbucks doesn't have trillions of dollars in their accounts.
I will have to double check this after this so that I actually get the facts right about this. But they are sitting on a fuckload of money because a lot of people do not use all of the money that's on their app.
And I can't imagine it being that much.
Yeah. And if anything too, it doesn't matter because like I said too, it's works differently in the first place too, just because once the money is in there, that money is effectively gone. And you can only
What?
use the money spent
It
only
was
on
not
Starbucks.
gone. Not gone. As long as you buy Starbucks daily, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Not gone.
Yeah, it's not gone per se, but effectively speaking, you can't get the money back.
Buy your coffee then. Why'd you put it in there then?
You're right. Sorry, I'm thinking too much about this. But albeit, that's a little bit of tangent point too. I do need to like research that outside of this to actually see if I am right on that notion. If not, I'll probably do a follow up.
Most definitely.
So, anyways, other things that are on this list too of the girl math rule is cancel plans. Good. That means you can spend more the next time you go out. I'm like, that's a very unhealthy mindset there.
That is
I'm
an
a
healthy mindset. And you're gonna skip like 30 days and you're gonna spend like what, 30 days together?
no, not just that. That just means you have a budget of a fuckload that you could freely spend whatever, not counting into the fact of other financial obligations you had to go through that may.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, honestly, this skipping a day and then adding it to the next time is really odd mindset.
Yeah, like, albeit too. We're here to be as judgment free as possible, but man, do
My
we
ass.
need to. But man, do we need to judge this?
Not
Of
today's
like,
not today's podcast. We're just
The
doing
fuck?
this with extreme prejudice.
yeah, girl math. The hot and trash take about this too. It is nothing more than girls, at least in this case for this argument. This can also apply to any of the girl or boy section here. This is only a coping mechanism to just validate bad purchasing decisions. That's
Just
all this really
to
is.
validate the coping mechanism for just bad decisions in general.
Yes. Like, I get it that you don't want to feel bad about the purchase that you make too. But then it's like, if you wanted this in the first place and you had the money for it, fucking go pay for it. Who the fuck cares what other people think? But if you buy it and you feel like you regretted buying this shit too, then that becomes an issue.
Then it's a garbage purchase and don't do it again.
Yeah. Don't do it again. But you see people doing this every so often. And it's just like, this is fucking wild.
Well, some people are just beyond help, Mr. Boo. I don't know what to tell you.
You're right.
True.
I watched too much Caleb Hammer, like thinking that like I feel a little bit better about myself. Then I'm like, wait, no, these are people that are willing to go up there. I can't even imagine how many people are even worse situations that haven't gone to him. Financial Caleb Hammer, in this case, I want to recommend people if you want to see people like financial auditing. I kind of want to make yourself feel a little bit better about yourself. But obviously, this is a little bit saddening to watch a lot of people's financial situation, the way how they end up.
My ass.
Some, not all.
My ass.
But
My fucking ass. Some people deserve to be in that situation the way they spend.
I feel that.
it's oh my god, it's bad enough too with like the way how it feels with like Coachella is that like people are going to use a lot of the arguments to like, oh, this is like so in this case an investment towards myself because I want to at least live out the experience that anything else and la di da da. I was like, you know what could also be a better financial or better investment for you too? Traveling. That's
Oh, too
honest.
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, by the amount of money that they were willing to spend too, they might as well travel.
Look,
Not
dude,
wrong.
a thousand or two. I mean, and you get a plane ticket, and then I mean, it depends on where you go to. You go in the
Oh
United
yeah,
States, sure, dude. You can spend your 1,000.
yeah.
But then
Like,
again, like a plane ticket, car, you had to get a car, right?
oh
And a
yeah, that's good.
hotel,
Oh yeah, this
and
also
then
doesn't.
depends on how long you go out. I mean, like a weekend's no fun. Probably got to go out for at least a week.
Yeah, that's why, like I said too, I don't think like a music festival like this, it feels like it's worth it at least. Because I don't know, I feel like with events like this, dude, it should be like a little bit longer too. Maybe not like purely just every day as a concert too. Maybe like
You
some
know,
other fun events too. I don't know.
talking about plane tickets. I'm sure there are a lot of people that have to pay for plane tickets to get over to Cali and then go to the event.
Yeah, that's also a thing too that I didn't even think about either. It's just like, holy shit, the amount of money that the people have to spend to do this. Holy shit. You guys are probably I applaud you for being that dedicated to do so, but I don't condone you guys doing it out of, in this case, sacrificing your own financial future.
No, it's okay.
You know what, to some people they think their financial future is already fucked with the way how our current environment is. And I'm like, god damn it.
It is a shame. I agree.
I guess.
Like, here's the thing about it. I don't think how you feel wrong about our current financial environment too is wrong. If anything, it truly does suck. However, you doing this does not help your case even further, just so that you could experience something. And obviously, too, the way how Coachella is kind of working too, they don't fucking need like your money in the first place too. The VIP section looks way better too, and it's something that like if for people that want the Coachella experience, get the VIP experience. At least that's
Yeah.
from what I saw too. I mean, eventually that's how a lot of these things are going to go out at this point too. And like I said, I find my value in this case of other events too. In this case, I like going to like anime conventions and other stuff too, because there's just more than like like celebrity autographs that I could just go to. I could go to artist alleys. I could also go to other shows that they do as well. Hell, there's some other fun public events that happen in conventions. And same thing with like food festivals too. There'll definitely be, I hope for like more diverse food spots that I haven't got to try this. And it's like in the level of like being a street vendor, but Foodie Lands, it's a street vendor spot, but it's like fucking a lot of different types of food. So, like I said, my value is within that range too. Like if I ever go to a music festival too for that event, it would really do have to be something that like it would just be more than like the artists that are performing. There has to be like other things that are going around with it too, outside of also just food as well. Like I don't know, like in this case, a small stand-up show or like a guitar, the actual like seminar that people can like attend to. Because you know, for a music festival, if you really like music, this will be probably a best time that like, hey, come to this to learn how to play the guitar. Like in this case, how John Mayer does. I don't know. It's just something that that's just how I feel about it. Albeit, this is definitely something that like music culture itself too can be very much strange for me. I know I am not the person that likes to go raving. I know that kind of shares similarity. All right, that's how I connected some similarity between Coachella and something that like I could closely relate to like what will be the next adjacent thing that is more affordable. But yeah, so I this could honestly just be me rambling to like, these kids should not go to fucking music festival like a fucking old man. Like, I don't give a fuck what they do with their money. I'm gonna be fucking honest with y'all. If you're more comfortable with spending that money to go to this event too, more power to you. But like I said earlier too, if you spent that money and you feel like you're gonna financially regret it later too, maybe you shouldn't go in the first place. This goes to anything that applies to your life right now. This is not a financial advice too, and I am not liable for any other decisions that are made past this point. So oh my god, like it's already so bad too. Looking at the whole controller stuff too, it like this narrative doesn't help itself out when I also see like straight up someone like the tents that Coachella was offering for people that did not have like tents of their own. They straight up look like FEMA tents. Like they looks like a natural disaster tents. And also apparently too, the like all the campgrounds too in that area for general admissions, they had the lights permanently on at all times too. So a lot of people honestly couldn't get rest either. So it's just like, man, what the fuck is this?
Really does sound like a FEMA camp.
Like,
but I mean, based on their situation with well, how everything was happening there, like all the toilets clogged up and all the shit happening there, it definitely
literally or figuratively.
It basically is a FEMA camp.
God. And it also feels bad to see like some people that bought the general admission tickets, they immediately are like just leaving the event. Like they're not gonna be camping out here again too because it was just awful. Their backs were hurting. And this is something like they were just not cut up to like actually camping in the first place. But for in this case, trying to find a hotel room during the day of the actual Coachella event, man, you're gonna be met with like a fucking upcharge of rooms now because hotels know that there's an event going on. So it's like it sucks for a lot of people that definitely went there probably out of impulse, and then they are kind of paying the cost of it by literally having a really shitty experience too. Hell, some people even said too that like the morale of like the general audience just feels very fucking low. I mean, I feel that it's going to be low too when you have to wait in the line for a shower for 2 hours and you probably had effectively no sleep at all, and you could even take a shit too because all the toilets are clogged.
It's stinky.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also from what I've heard too, it's also dusty as hell too. So it's like everyone is like sticky and like gross. Whereas if you look at the VIP section, everybody is like having a great old time. And it's just like, damn, it's literally night and day. So,
Indeed.
so yeah, is this me kind of dunking on people that went to Coachella and probably are going to regret this? Most definitely. Do I also feel like this is starting to become a like a problem with like a lot of events too, pretty much being prioritizing people with more money over people that are just general admissions? For in this case, you want to give people the quality of service that you can do, but all of that kind of goes to people that are willing to pay more versus those that are general admissions, like in how we see in a lot of sports events. I think that is a problem too, but I honestly don't know what is a good way that they could honestly fix that. And that's why like people stream stuff in the first place, because it's much easier, much cheaper to watch it from your home than it is going to the event. Even though like I went to my first Mavs games, watching it in person was awesome.
I agree. And I need
And
to do it again. We need to
yeah,
do it again. We all need to go to a Mavs game.
yeah. No, it's, I to be fair though, I bought it for like $80 a ticket or $80 per seat. So actually, was it 80? Oh well,
It
I
should be.
think
It's decent.
yeah.
$80 shouldn't give you like very good seats, to be honest with you.
Oh, $80. I might be misremembering the number or how much I actually paid then, because I think it was either no, it was 400 a seat. Sorry. Yeah.
How do you
I'm
make
not gonna
those
lie
numbers
to
up,
you
bro?
that
How do you make
That
those numbers up? Well, like one is like tremendously bigger than the other.
yeah, no, because I was like, where did the 8 come from? No, 800 was the actual total that I paid for both of our seats.
All right. There's that.
So
yeah, Brian did correct math.
yeah, I try my best not to do
Brian
girl math
math.
on this.
That boy
Oh,
doing
no.
Brian math.
Yeah, it's even objectively worse, and I'm the person that has an engineering degree background. Oops.
Yeah, actually, that fucking justifies why you're bad at math.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You know,
But
should be to all the coders. That should be a joke for the coders because they just let the computers do the math.
yeah, but then here I am being an engineer, and I suck at coding.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, oh my god.
Oh,
Like I said,
Brian.
I feel like I think there's not much really else I could say about like try to say that like if it's a problem for like the events too, because obviously I don't think I have like a good answer of like what stadiums or what other events should honestly do about like making sure that like everyone feels like adequate with what they purchase too, because again, the whole compromise of like no one is ever going to be happy with what they buy in the first place, so that will always still remain true. But I feel like things at least should be different now, or if anything, yeah. I try my best not to fucking ramble on this too, but it's really
Too late.
mind-boggling of
Late.
like fuck. Ew, that tasted funky. But anything else really that you guys saw that was like a noteworthy event that in Coachella that either made you laugh or it's like, damn, this person is fucking stupid.
I already knew about it.
uh,
Been around it. I don't go there. I've heard stories. It's the same thing every day.
yeah.
Every time.
I will
Same thing
say
every year.
I will say the one noteworthy thing about it too is like watching T-Pain's concert through like all the videos. Man, that was a fucking awesome show.
Some people have different opinions.
Yeah, some people do have different opinions. Although to all the people commenting too is like, man, these Gen Z people don't deserve T-Pain because the crowd is so fucking weak. And I'm like, I hope you guys do realize whenever they record videos, it's already filtered out like all the audience noises too, so that you can actually hear the concert. And if anything
No,
too, I highly doubt
no,
that too, because I see like the people that are in there too, they were bopping to that shit whenever Cyclone came up. Like,
no.
Wasn't that the
Hmm.
other?
Cyclone's a different
I think that wasn't that.
artist.
Like,
no, okay. Here's the thing about it. T-Pain actually was supposed to be featured on there too. No, T-Pain was featured on it. He actually did have a part in Cyclone, but they cut him off during when that song released. So if anything,
oh,
T-Pain did perform that on the stage.
Brian is not lying. It is. I looked it up. It says Cyclone featuring T-Pain.
Yeah. So, haha. But then there's all the other artists too that I completely forgot to. I don't even know who was even on the uh list of like venues or who was in the lineup. No, there
I
was
don't
like
know, bro.
T-Pain, Lady Gaga was another one that I saw on there, I think.
I know
But
Travis Scott was there. A few Asian, like Vietnamese artists and all that jazz. I'm
uh,
not gonna go through that list. Yeah, I'm gonna look it
yeah,
up.
yeah. It's if anything, it's inconsequential to what we're talking about here. Let's be honest.
Hmm, hmm.
Not to say too that like everyone else, like to all the other artists, they don't truly matter. Don't put words into my mouth. But obviously too, I look at this list as a general point of view. It's not really the type of artist I care. Maybe the Backstreet. What the fuck? The Backstreet Boys is on this list too. The fuck?
It did.
Yeah, dude.
Oh well. There's that, I guess. But everything else that I see so far, I'm not 100% down for a lot of this too. Chromeo is another good one that I would have honestly followed too, but it's like only like one other artist per day that I see so far. That would at least be it.
Ooh. T-Pain, anybody? T-Pain, anybody?
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy you a
T-Pain.
drink, take you home, then what fuck you?
Um,
What?
or in
I'm
love
about
with
to
the
Brian.
stripper.
Hell yeah, dude.
But
Now
I
when
feel
you
like
think about it, why the fuck were we listening to that as kids? That was so provocative.
look,
We didn't know it.
yes.
We didn't know better, dude.
Here's the thing about it. Yes, it was provocative, but that beat though go fucking hard.
It does.
Hell yeah.
I
So
agree.
that was all that really mattered too. We didn't take the lyrics of these songs seriously too, because that wasn't the point of it. The point of it was supposed to be like a fun song. Yeah, it's like, damn, T-Pain really did make a song about falling in love with a stripper, huh?
Yeah, for real.
I don't know if it's honestly that too, or it's like, damn, you going through something, home dog?
Yeah,
I
yes,
mean,
the stripper.
for real. He
Yeah.
fell in love with a stripper. I mean, Genuine was you know, literally fucking telling people, like telling women to ride his dick and shit. The fuck?
Yeah. To
I'm
be
like,
fair,
damn, bro.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, we were listening to a lot of those songs too, and it's just like,
We were listening to a lot of sexual love making songs, bro, like baby making songs, and I'm
yeah,
like, what the fuck
Yeah,
are we listening to?
we really didn't think too much about it, did we?
yeah. And which is something that, like, I don't think if anything to all the newer songs that come out provocative. We honestly shouldn't say much.
Oh, I don't really care. At this
Yeah,
point, I'm not surprised, bro.
yeah. Like this has just been a thing. Like it's not like back then too. They were also any better too with all the songs they listened to as well. Elvis also was probably no better.
So you can listen to whatever. I see like everybody shaking some ass nowadays. I'm like, you do
I guess
you.
I guess this is now socially acceptably normal now. Just make sure your kids,
Shake them bones.
yeah, shake them bones. Just please, for the love of God, do not make your children watch that shit, please.
Well, I don't think they will because they're gonna be mindful of that, or they're gonna use it as a parenting opportunity. So,
If there is anything at all, too, that's also is another topic of its own too that requires honestly deeper conversations about that shit.
yeah.
But oh my god, no. But mind you, Powder Trash takes on both of this too. Coachella is not a great event overall too, of all the events that I've seen based on like just observation alone too. Maybe it's different if I actually do go or not to, unless someone wants to buy me a ticket. Heh.
Hell
Nah.
no, bitch. Ain't nobody gonna be your sugar daddy.
Hey man, I gotta at least try, damn it.
Hell no.
Man, y'all are hating. Anyways, this is also towards the end of this stream too. Thank you all for listening to us ramble, mostly me rambling. So stay tuned again too. Well, there might be at some point I will be announcing on either of our socials of the potential game that will be streaming around that May at some point.
No.
Just something to
Don't
throw
listen
out
to
there.
Visit
Shut up,
our
you.
website. Visit our website so you can follow us on X.
Yeah. Follow us on X, follow us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Share that shit too. Please don't share this with your parents too, unless your parents are chilled with whatever the fuck I say.
Matter.
Hey, follow me home.
Don't do that, please.
I mean, if Lloyd wants it, he wants it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you follow me home, then you're gonna see a
We
little
do not
dog.
condone stalking as a normal thing. That's already another separate
course.
issue.
But Lloyd's giving you permission, so it's a different story.
Yeah,
Oh my
you can
God.
come over and pet my dog.
Yeah.
This could mean a lot of
wouldn't
different
want
things. But anyways, thank you all for coming.
He has a little golden Pomeranian.
The fucking primordial Pomeranian. That shit is huge.
Yeah, I didn't hear your insult because you cut off.
Boy, lagged so hard.
God damn it. At least you'll catch it on here too, the record as I record. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in for tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful evening too.
Make love to yourself and I'll make love to you. But
What?
I will not make love
Like
to you.
what I'm hearing.
God.